at the end of it, me and him were both emotionally and mentally drained. We were just done. The last 2 or 3 weeks where I've been not performing the way I have been all year, so maybe just need to give me a kick up the backside and wake up. It's weird being best mates with your idol. He worships the ground I walk on, he loves me the best. But up there and hit the 9 against him and then he break my leg was kind of funny when I look back on it now. So I love the playing Premier League, but listen, I don't think I've done enough to get into it, so that's when I give myself a kick up the backside and keep trying my best to try and win something. Back then he was 12 and I beat 4-2 in the second legs, I think, 8 1 ease. Not back then when he was 12, so.
Josh Rock is a reigning World Cup of Darts champion, the current world number 10 in the PDC Order of Merit, and one of the most exciting prospects that the sport of darts has to offer. He spent a few hours down at INTERSPORT Elverys in Fonthill to meet some of his fans and to showcase the brand new Target Darts product range. Be sure to go and have a look on the INTERSPORT Elverys Instagram page for some great darts giveaways.
Brilliant turnout today.
I was definitely not expecting that from a turnout.
Yeah.
But then the sport's getting a little bigger.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Yeah, and some incredibly young faces as well. Out being brought over by your parents, I'm sure looking for an excuse to come over too. But seeing some young lads and some young girls there throwing darts, some serious talent on show out there, which
yeah, it just shows how big darts has got now. If younger ones playing the ASB and 4, so darts is in a good place.
Yeah, no, for sure, and it's growing all over the globe too. Like, so I'm sure you can go anywhere across Europe and it'll be the same situation.
Yeah, it is. Well, what definitely was not expecting that turn away.
No, it's great. It was great in the weather and all. It was nothing was getting underway. Rocket so, yeah, literally. But I suppose the weekend gone by, you just mentioned Europe there. You were playing over in Germany the weekend. Obviously, it didn't go totally to plan, but I'm sure you enjoyed. I'm sure you're tired first of all, and I'm sure you can't take you home to that.
I think I've been honest, I probably was a bit lazy. I did a lot of practice when I was over there, but leading up to it, I didn't do much. Okay. So it was maybe my own fault. Maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks where I've been not performing the way I have been all year, so maybe just need to give me a kick up the backside and wake up.
Yeah, and obviously you lost out to Ricardo Petrescu early on enough in the tournament, I suppose. Obviously turned over the European Championships held in Germany. Obviously the crowd is very much on Ricardo's side there. How much is that? Does that play in the card at all? Or?
I thought the crowd was fantastic with me against me, so the first game's always the hardest because you want to win the first game, because after that you feel it's easier. Well, it's not easier, but it's easier to get into it more because it's better first to 6. It's hard sometimes to get started at the first to 6 legs, so yeah, but that's what it is. Yeah, and in general, I suppose, is the crowd something that you look to? Do you look to get them on your side, or do you just play it by ear and just see how it goes in general? I love the always to try and get the crowd myself. I love playing with a crowd, so I hate playing in silence, but if I have to do it the pro tours, there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, and I noticed yourself and Stephen Bunting went for a few pints over at some stage when you both got knocked out. It's obviously just met up. Yeah. Obviously, everyone has a bad day, so you have to just go on it. Yeah, there's no more to life than darts, I suppose. Yeah, would that be a regular occurrence? Would you, if you yourself and just repair? Just very old time. Just all the time. So I suppose when you're away as well, you're going to make the most of most of it, I suppose. Yeah. When you are away, like you mentioned practice there, not doing a whole lot of practice in the build up to this tournament. But what would your practice kind of entail? Would you be what would you do on a day-to-day basis practice? And I suppose would that change coming up to age? It's going to change now from the advice I've got from John O'Shea, who's given me a couple of good practice routines, especially with doubles, because everybody knows that's my weakest point. So there's not really much wrong with me scoring, so I've just got new bits to try out when I go home here tomorrow. So yeah. And just on that, like obviously darts is probably one of the more mentally taxing sports of them all, especially when you get into the latter stages of the majors and some of the other tournaments with how long the games do tend to be. Would you be one to look into the mental side of things or anything, or do you just play it by ear and out from your experiences as it goes? I think I go in with a very calm head, so I don't overthink about anything too much, and I just go in and try to beat the opponent in front of it. Yeah, I suppose that's probably the best way, not to overthink it. A lot of people overthink a lot of things, especially I'm not holding the dart right and stuff like that, and like, you're going to lose straight away if you're starting to think about where you should be grabbing the dart. You know exactly where you should be grabbing the dart. So exactly, the tiny little things are you don't want to let them get in your way. I want to take you back to Sunday the 15th of June 2025. Does that day ring a bell? Oh yes, it does. So obviously winning the World Cup with Northern Ireland and Darrell Gurney. So with the emotion on display that week, in the final in particular, but the whole way through, how big of an achievement is that for you? I'm sure it'll be one you reflect on at the end of your career. It might be at the very top. Yeah, well, it's the very top of the minute. Obviously win the Worlds, that'll probably take over, but No, when you're playing, you put that jersey on for your company, everything changes because you're there to represent your company and you want to win. So that was the first time me and Darryl were together, and I think we done that right. Obviously, came right from the end, but at the end of it, me and him were both emotionally and mentally drained. We were just done because it was a hard week, but the final especially when you're playing. In my eyes, it was the best pairs team to ever play against is Curran Price and Johnny Clayton, because they're absolutely fantastic with each other and the way they get on. So when you're playing them two boys, and they were all, you had to step up.
And I was going to get on to that. I suppose that dynamic between yourself and your partner in the World Cup of Darts, it can't be overlooked really. Like just off the top of my head, Luke Littler and Luke Humphreys were number 1 and number 2. Things didn't go to plan for them. We've seen in the past Willie O'Connor and Steve Lennon do really well. Obviously the two Welsh lads, as you mentioned, Australia tend to do quite well in it, despite not being at the very top of the rankings when they partnered up signing Whitlock and Paul Nicholson. And then also the Belgians tend to do quite well in it as well. How important is that dynamic between yourself and your partner, and not just knowing their mannerisms and how they throw, but also the relationship between the two of you, that you can have that bit of trust in each other too?
Yeah, I think the relationship between the two players needs to commend it, because obviously it's all going by ranking, and some people don't get on. Like that year what happened between Kim Hybricks and Dimitri Vandenberg, which they made it so awkward in the first game. In the second game they pretend like nothing ever happened after they had the interview. So yeah, I think the relationship does matter with your pairs partner, because if you play with someone you don't like or don't get on with, it's quite difficult.
So
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think the relationship really matters.
Yeah, and I suppose you'll be looking to retain that ground next year, Harry.
Oh, I would love it, but that's what me and Darryl said. If going in next year with that 1 star in the shirt, things will look like.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'd well believe it. That's obviously very recent success of yours, but I want to take you right back to the beginning. I was reading the other day that your dad had you throwing darts at just 2 years of age.
Yeah, just the dartboard on the stairs, and I was just throwing the stairs. So
that's unbelievable. Yeah, because we've seen videos obviously going around with Luke Littler when he was first coming on the scene. Him as a child, only he might have even been in nappies. If not, he was just out him. Was getting his throw right. So I suppose, is darts a big thing in your family, or how did that come about?
My dad only started throwing darts when born.
Okay.
So it wasn't like it just.
Yeah.
He's seen it and played it one day and enjoyed it, and that was it. Ever since that, so it's not like it was throughout the family. So
yeah, and I suppose when did that moment come where you knew, not you knew you were going to make it, because you never know when you're going to make it, or you never know when it's going to stop, but when did it hit you?
COVID. Because when everybody was obviously stuck in home, all the thumbs through all day, and nothing you could do. You can't leave the house, can't do nothing else. So I just threw darts all day, every day for nearly the whole year.
Yeah.
And then as soon as all the restrictions got left, I went to Killarney and played in the Killarney Festival, and obviously I went quarter-final, semi-final, final in 3 days, then straight to Q School, and luckily won my card in the last day.
Yeah, it's a quick rise, but you see that a lot in darts. I mean, yourself, you've been around, people would have known you coming through, doing well in some of the like the youth tournaments or whatever. You see guys just spring on the scene. Rod Cross comes to mind, just going in and getting a card at Q School and win the World Championship not too long after.
Yep.
So it's one of them sports that as much as you're young yourself, received Jan van Veen winning the European Championship last night, another young player, and Littler obviously himself too. It's not a sport that you can get into it at any point really as well, which I think is something that people relate to so much to, and why it's taken on such a, for people of all ages.
As for people of all ages, like Peter Wright won his first world title at 50.
Yeah.
And then you get down other ones at 17, 18. So it's any man's game.
Yeah.
And any woman's game too, because the women's come with the bow greaves and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It doesn't matter how old you are, anybody can play darts.
It's a sport that is only going to grow and grow, really.
I think so.
Yeah,
massively.
And then I suppose as well, you mentioned there, obviously growing up playing a good bit of darts. Did you play any other sports growing up? I reckon I hear you were a decent footballer.
I wasn't decent, but I played football I played football all my life, but only played like for a team for about 2 or 3 years, and then fell out with them. I just wanted to play darts more.
Yeah.
But every opportunity to go and play darts, I went and play darts. So
okay.
I like playing snooker and golf. So I like my sports.
Yeah.
So
True, yeah.
I know I'm not the body shape for it, but I like the sports.
Yeah. And Idlen's growing up. I'm intrigued by this. Who did you look up to growing up? In darts in particular, and I suppose outside of that, are there any other sports people you take a bit of inspiration?
It would probably be more just darts related. Gary Anderson, Phil Taylor, the two main ones over the year, my idols. If I had to pick between the two, it was Gary.
Yeah.
But even though it's weird being best friends with your idol.
Yeah.
He worships the ground I walk on, he loves me the best. So yeah, it's a bit weird that way, but that's obviously you looked at Cristiano Ronaldo and they played. I'm a Man United fan, so when he was playing that, but you're never going to meet anybody like that. So
that's true. Well, you wouldn't know. play your cards right, you might.
He never knows, right?
Yeah, and I suppose Gary Anderson has that throw that we all kind of me looking on is throwing the hand with a few darts every now and then, and not particularly good. But I always look at Gary Anderson. Like, just do that.
It just makes it about easy. Sales from here.
It's always that's it. Like that's it 100%. And I suppose you mentioned earlier on about the growth of darts as a whole. I suppose when I first and the wider public kind of recognised the talent that you did have, I think it was the 2022 Grand Slam hitting that main darter against Michael Van Gerwen.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, like the emotion go through your veins there, and how big that was for yourself.
Obviously, first time ever playing MBG, I was opposite. Yes, I was nervous. Obviously, you're playing with one of the greatest players ever walked the planet. Well, obviously, inexperienced and all that too. So, got up there and hit the 9 against him, and then nearly break my leg. It was kind of funny when I look back on it now. So. Yeah. The emotions obviously were high when I done that, but I was more concerned about my ankle after I done it. So
yeah, I was going to say, you could see it there. My next question, I had 9 there versus MBG, and the one after that is, did you do your ankle in the process? Clearly you did.
So yeah, I luckily didn't break. I think I was probably bruised. For saying that, I done it twice in the one night. So I went up to do an interview after hitting the 9. It was the first 9 darter in the Grand Slam, and with camera, and I was doing an interview, and someone obviously went to shake my hand and redone me, went over my ankle again.
Yeah, because I've had ankle trouble myself in the past, maybe to much lesser degree, but it's one of them things that doesn't tend to go away.
No.
He comes back and you redo it.
I done it this year from the start of the year against Humphreys.
Okay.
All I've done was miss the last step of the step, and that was it.
And that's it, gone. Yeah. It's that's not much for fun.
No,
for sure.
So I'll make sure I don't take the stairs off.
I want to touch on the Premier League. Obviously, Premier League fills that gap between just the lull after the World Championships and I suppose moving into the next major with the match play coming up, and a few in between that too. Obviously, I'm sure that's something that is on your radar, and I see people putting together their kind of wish lists or whatever. This time of year it tends to prop back down, and you're definitely in that conversation. That there's no point in hiding that. But I suppose for yourself this year, getting to play in front of the Belfast crowds, that was to happen. I'm sure while you're World Champions too, I'm sure would be something that you'd
be something I'd be proud of, and something obviously I would love to play in the Premier League, but listen, I don't think I've done enough to get into it. So that's when I give myself a kick on the backside and keep trying my best to try and win something.
Yeah, and the year's not over yet. It's only really getting started.
No, it's the business end because all it is majors left now. So
exactly. I want to touch on that meeting you had with Luke Littler at the match play earlier on this year. I don't think yourself and Luke have met too much. Have played against each other.
No, that was the first.
Yeah,
we played in Killarney. Well, before I won my third card, and I came out the winner at 4-2 in that, and back then he was 12, and I beat 4-2 in the second legs, I think 8-1 E's. Not back then when he was 12, so luckily I just hit my double. He didn't back then, so when I played him the match plays, probably the best game of the year, I'd say so far, because we broke the record for 180s in the match play, and we were just back and forward before we met. So
it's topsy-turvy. You flew into a lead and Luke came back, and it was.
But he done the exact same in the final. He went 5-0 down, the next one won.
The game's over.
Just shows how class is that, and that's why he's a world champion.
Do you feel that sense of inevitability with him? I mean, we definitely get that when we're watching at home, that there's going to be a period in the game where you kind of just, as a player, I would look at it and go, you need to just chalk that off and just say, look, there's nothing I could have done there. Let's focus on this next few legs that are coming. Do you get that sense of inevitability?
Yeah, everybody does, because you go off for a couple of days. Next month you go 11 dart, 12 dart. Darts is just darts. So as I say, you have to be strong. You have to have a strong mental head on you to do what you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been very kind with your time. I appreciate it. I just have a couple of quick fire questions. You can give me 1 word, 2 or 3 word answers if that's all right. We'll wrap up after that. So I've already there's 1 or 2 of these we've already gone through, but say the same answer if you want. So you're a dart mighty grown up. Gary Anderson. Your best friend in darts?
I've got too many.
Too long.
I've got far too many. I can't pick one now.
Yeah, okay, well I'll expand on that a little bit. If you're going on a night out and you can only bring 1 player with you, who you bring?
Going night out. I say John O'Shea.
John O'Shea, okay, great answer. I'd say he's a great man.
That's well, there's never a dull moment between me and him laughing. So
your favourite double?
Another one you'll have.
That's the right answer. Yeah. Your favourite major?
Oh, match play.
Your favourite?
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
I like the Grand Slam.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. The best walk on outside your own song, maybe, or whatever.
Those songs was underrated when I watched it. Was Willie O'Connor's. I couldn't believe the reception he got when he played in Dublin.
Oh,
like
was
that,
that good, yeah. They bring Willie O'Connor in Dublin and John Henderson over in Scotland. As well,
The two of them was the response they got from their home crowd was absolutely phenomenal. But from what I seen, Willie's was but the hairs stood my eyes for Willie's, so you know, like
that's class. And just on the walk on, we see the players changing their walk on a lot? Are you wedded to your own, or?
I've been trying to think about chopping and changing, but I don't have a song yet to suit me, so I have to get up, keeping the one I have.
It's a big decision.
It's a big decision because I feel like I know we're doing a quick fire quiz, but I feel the song needs to suit you. Yes. I did try Stop the Rock at a European tour once, so like never again. Never again.
You alluded to this earlier on, but the World Cup or the World Championship?
Sorry, Darrell, World Championship.
Your favourite sport outside the darts?
Football.
Would you rather be first on or last on when you're playing?
First on. Because they're all because you know what time you're playing at.
Yeah.
When you're first, whereas when you're last,
drag on.
They could drag on, or you could go on earlier. You just don't know.
Very basic question, but do you actually feel that tiredness if you're going out to start? If you're not starting playing until 10 o'clock, let's say, does it make a difference?
Can do because it can affect you. Yeah. So I prefer rather be first.
Yeah. And the last one I have: would you rather a 170 checkout or a 180? Not a checkout, but just a 180. Hit a 180. What's more satisfying?
Depends on in the moment of the match.
Always, yeah.
So if it's 170 to win the title, you say 170, but if it's a 180 to put the pressure on and they get on to a double to win the match, then you say 180, but it's kind of 50-50 in that one.
Yeah, absolutely right. Josh Rock, it's been a pleasure. Bust it up.